A little flabbing and installing the filter cap wires on the Philco. Good evening, YouTube. Here with you on a excuse me, Thursday. This is the 2nd of January 2020. What I've done today is went and seen Mom, as I said I would. She's not doing really good. She's got some kind of I don't know what they call it, but there's probably a term for it, but anyway, it's related to her UTI, I think. She's not doing real well. She's going to have that fixed, I think. So that's really all I know about that. We're supposed to go, I think, on the 12th, which is a Sunday, I believe, to have her birthday celebration. Her birthday is on January the 8th, same as Elvis's. She likes to bring that up every time. She will be 93 this year. Like I say, probably we'll go for that. A couple of items I want to address here before I get into the meat of the video, and that's going to be the Philco again. What I want to bring up is a couple of items on this signal generator. I did get the, I think I put most of the information in the last video that aired Friday. This will be aired Saturday. So that's going to be actually Fridays in the morning for me. And it will air then, 6 a.m. as usual. This one here will probably go Saturday. The one tomorrow is going to show that I got the switch together, back together. I did it wrong. I noticed when I was watching the video, I've got the washers in the wrong place. I don't think it's hindering the operation of the switch any at all, but I'm not getting oscillation like I should. Anybody watched Carl's video earlier today, or this afternoon or evening, or whenever it was published, the waveform that he was showing there on the oscillator is exactly what I was getting out of this. And I would get that repeated over and over on the scope, and it was like in a circle. It was really a weird looking waveform, but that was a very distinct looking part of it, was that where it starts off oscillating really good and then dies down, slowly dies down to nothing, and then it would start up again and do the same thing. I was getting that at first, and then I figured out there is one of the lugs on the switch was not making a good connection. That's one of the things I'm going to have to address for sure on this switch. I'm going to have to take it back out again. I don't want to, but I have to. It's going to have to be removed again and find out why it's not working. Now I have taken a point on the schematic. I'll flash up a picture of where I'm doing the measurements with a ohm meter. On the top rail there, you can see I have a connection, and on the bottom rail there, you see I have a connection. And I took and rotated the switch, and I got, I didn't get the, I was just measuring the resistance, and I got a different resistance for each position of the switch. So I know that those contacts are being made. It's only measuring the resistance coil, or the coil resistance, the resistance of the coil. I'll get it right here in a minute. So, it wasn't a great deal of difference in resistance, but it was enough to show that there is, different, every time you switch that switch, you got a different reading. So I'm satisfied that switch is hooked up correctly. Like I said, I think I said in the video, there's only one way it can go back. Really no other way it can go back. So that part of it's right. I just think part of it is that one contact that doesn't make good contact, and I might even said something about that on the video. I don't remember if I did or not, but what I'm going to do is take some epoxy and try to repair it. I may go ahead and try to it's riveted on. I may take a punch and punch that down, all that, and see if I can't tighten that up a little bit, because it's just loose. It's just turning on the thing, and when the wafer comes around to make contact with it. I think it just pushes it out of the way. So that's the problem with that. But I can get that fixed, I'm pretty sure. So now I do have, again, I have it oscillating. That once I put that contact back to where it was making contact, it started oscillating. But the problem I'm having is I don't get any change at all when I rotate the switch or turn the tuning capacitor. I should be able to change the frequency of the oscillation with either one of those controls, and neither one of them does anything. I'm fairly certain I'm not looking at a audio oscillation. In other words, I'm not seeing the modulation. I'm on the correct spot to get the RF modulation. So I think that's what I'm seeing, but I don't know exactly what's making it oscillate. If the coils are not in, if switching the coils is not having any effect on it, they must not be in the circuit. Bob seems to think that being as this kit looks the way it looks and doesn't appear to be used, that there was a problem once the guy built it, and I think I said the same thing, but I think maybe that might be the whole thing, of the whole crux of the matter, is maybe some bad solder joints or something that wasn't done correct or something like that, and that's where I'm at with that. So that's what I wanted to tell you is about that. I did want to get a frequency counter on this and find out what frequency it is running at, to see if we can at least tell anything about where it's getting its tank circuit from to make it oscillate. I mean, just like Carl explained, you have to have a tank circuit in there to make the frequency of the oscillation. So something's making it oscillate. It's like I said, it's a good waveform. It's not perfect sine wave, but it is a fairly decent waveform. I took some different readings from different parts of the circuit, and it's kind of coming from a triangular type of a waveform into this last thing I saw, which was the closest I saw to a sine wave. So anyway, that's where I'm at with the signal. That's what this whole thing is about. That's where I'm at with the signal generator. I'm going to put the back on it, and I'm going to put it away. I'm going to get the Philco back out and get the rest of those wires soldered and done. And once I get that done, I thought the tubes would be here today. I made a miscalculation on that. What I thought was the tubes coming from Ohio was in fact the capacitors that I had ordered off of eBay, the .0068 capacitors, and just so happened that it was in the same state, Ohio, and I just naturally assumed that was the tubes coming in, so it wasn't. So I'm not really sure. I haven't heard anything, no shipping confirmation, no anything from either Sal or Bob Dubish. So once I find out any more about that, I'll let you know. But I want to go, while I've got this on the bench, it's cluttering up my bench. I want to get this back together like it's supposed to be, so I can get on with whatever else I want to work with, if it's a signal generator or whatever it happens to be. Like I said, I just want to get my bench back to where I can start a new project or whatever I need to do, and that way anytime at all I can pull that radio chassis out and put tubes in it and try it out and see. It'll be ready to go once I get those wires done. So I think as I explained earlier, I may go ahead and put the yellow wire on first, pull that wire through underneath where it goes, and get it routed all the way back over to the tube. And I just think that's the best way of handling that. And then I can cut it off and make it as long as I need it to be, and it'll be all back where it's supposed to be underneath the rest of the wires. Seems to be a lot of issues with the routing of wires on this radio, so I want to try to put things back as they were and do that. Now those .0068 capacitors that came in they look like the safety capacitors is what they look like. They're the square box type, and I don't really want to use those on this radio because it uses the axial type, and I'll probably wait for the ones from Sal's computer or Sal's capacitors to come in, because those are going to be axial, the yellow type, and those will be much more what I want. So I'll probably wait for those, but again, I don't need those to try out this radio, so as soon as the tubes get here I can do that. So all that said, I tell you, I talked a lot there. I better have a drink. There is just nothing better than cold water. Did my grocery shopping at Walmart.com. I'll pick that up tomorrow at 1, around 1. So that'll be ready to go. I don't have anything else going on that I know of. But rained here today, and I think I don't think it was a lot, but somebody was talking. Some of the people was talking about maybe snow later on. I don't know if that's going to happen. I hope not. I don't like snow. I don't like winter, period. But anyway, that's what's going on. I don't think there's anything else that I have to talk about. Nothing else ordered except for the capacitors and the tubes. That's the only thing I'm really working on or waiting on. And like I said, as soon as I wrap this up, I'm going to go ahead and start on this Philco. I'm pointing at this, and this is actually the signal generator I'm looking at, but Philco's over here. So I want to do that. So if this is not very long, it probably will be. I'll probably go ahead and tack on the wiring on the end of this and show you that I got it wired. I'm not going to bother with all the details on that because you guys know inside and out that Philco, how the wires are going and things like that. So, alright, enough said about that. Let me get busy on the Philco and putting this back together and see what happens. I'm back with you again. It is 9:25 now in the evening. I have everything set for the black wire, which is right here, and it goes right here, I think. Right here somewhere. There's a stub sticking up there. That's the only thing I have left. I have the red wire in. It goes through the red wire over here. The orange or the pink wire goes to the orange wire here, and there's a piece of heat shrink around that. And the black or the brown wire goes here, as you can see. I think you can see it right there. That little brown wire right there, and the other brown wire goes to the other end of that capacitor or resistor right there. So everything is hooked up to the resistors, except, like I said, the only thing I don't have on it now is the black wire goes right here. And I may try to put that on here instead of trying to put it on that little nub there. So if I do, I'll go ahead and cut the nub off. But so that's what I'm looking. I've got some, looks like some wire hanging down here. That might be a better spot to put it on right there. I'll investigate that a little closer. But like I say, all the filter cap is now hooked up. The yellow wire, I did route it over here. I got it routed just fine. It comes underneath here, you can see, I think. And comes up in here and attaches to this pin of the tube. That's exactly where it was at before. So, and it comes over here. I don't know if you can see it, how well you can see it here, but it's underneath this here. And everything's hunky-dory as far as I can tell. I'm hoping it is anyway. Like I said, I won't really know any more about how well it's working until I get the tubes, and I can go ahead and do them then. So, like I say, the only thing I got left to do, and I'll do that after I sign off this part. There's no sense in bringing it back, because you can see it's just soldering the wire there. So, get that done, and this thing will be ready to go. So, I am going to end it here, and you guys have a pleasant day, evening, whatever this is. And like I said, this should be posted Saturday, I believe. I get ahead of myself sometimes and I lose track of what I'm doing, but I think pretty sure Saturday is when this is going to be posted. Anyway, that's going to do me. You guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you